That's it. No more. Enough, Wakka.
Hey guys, mahal everyone, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel with another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In this video, we're going to be covering the next upcoming character event featuring Final Fantasy X's Lulu. Lulu, being a magic damage unit specializing in the fire element, is going to be of the yellow crystal affinity, so be sure to have those yellow crystals all farmed up, those yellow high shards saved up, should you guys decide to unlock all the passives and build Lulu for usage. Now, with the release of this character event, we're also going to be seeing some synergy with Sephiroth, who is our current Lost Chapters character that we just got released to us. We're also going to be seeing synergy with Wakka, and we're going to be seeing synergy with Jecht. And something special about Jecht is that he is going to be getting a rework upon the release of Lulu's character event. I will be talking about Jecht's rework on a separate video because I want the focus of this video to be about Lulu, so don't worry, I'm going to be talking about that. Now, with the release of character events, we know that we can earn one free copy of that said character's 15 CP weapon by clearing the quests on the event, and we can also earn 2 free copies of the character's first tier 5-star gear, and both the first tier and the second tier of Lulu's 5-star gear will also be available for purchase in the armor token shop. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the character herself, Lulu, what she brings to the table, what kind of buffs she has, what kind of aura she has, and we're going to start things off by talking about her unique framed buff called Dollmaster. So Dollmaster comes from her using her abilities, which is Stinger Mog, Fire Moomba, as well as Brave Attack Plus and HP Attack Plus. This buff can stack up to 5 times and it lasts 6 turns. Depending on the stacks, you get the following increases. At 1 stack, it's a 5% attack increase to Lulu. She gets Enchant Fire, which is a 5% increase to fire-related skills. She also gives the party 20% Brave regen, and that 20% is based on initial Brave. And remember, that is applied to the party as an aura because this framed buff is only going to be active on Lulu. At 2 stacks, that jumps up to 10% attack increase, 10% damage increase to fire-related skills with the Enchant Fire, and the Brave regen is at 30% now. At 3 stacks, it's at 15%, same thing, 15% damage increase to fire-related skills, and then 40% Brave regen to the party. At 4 stacks, 20% attack increase, Enchant Fire, 20% damage increase to fire-related skills, and 50% Brave regen to the party. And finally, at 5 stacks, which is the cap, 25% attack increase, Enchant Fire, 25% damage increase to fire-related skills, and 60% Brave regen to the party. So one of the best things that I like outside of the offensive buffs that she gets from this unique buff is the Brave regen to the party. And because that is applied as an aura, you can essentially stack that with other types of Brave regen. So she could actually work well with Lena, because you have Lena giving the Brave regen to the party, right? Especially if you have her EX weapon, and then you have Lulu giving Brave regen to the party as an aura with her framed buff. So that is very, very good. I really like how, even though Lulu is very offensive, she does have a little bit of support or a little bit of utility that she provides the party to make their Brave a little bit more consistent, to give them a little bit of that regen. That way, you're not worried about losing Brave or worried about being broken. Now we're going to dive right into Lulu's abilities, starting off with her first ability called Stinger Mog. So Stinger Mog, and I'm going to be talking about these abilities with both their weapon passives and the crystal passives level 55 or 60 equipped. So Stinger Mog is a 5-hit non-elemental magic Brave plus HP attack that ignores defense. It has a 225% Brave damage potency. It has a 100% chance to inflict Fire Imperil for 4 turns, and it also grants her 2 stacks of Dollmaster for 6 turns after using this ability. Now, if you happen to hit the enemy's weakness, you're going to be granted an additional stack of Dollmaster, so you have the potential to earn 3 stacks of Dollmaster right off the bat with this ability. Dollmaster changes Brave Attack to Brave Attack Plus, which is a 4-hit non-elemental magic Brave attack with a 160% Brave damage potency, and it grants 1 stack of the Dollmaster framed buff. Now, when Dollmaster is at 5 stacks, this is going to change Stinger Mog to Stinger Mog Plus. Stinger Mog Plus being a 5-hit non-elemental AoE magic Brave plus AoE HP attack. The HP damage is split evenly amongst multiple targets. It has a 225% Brave damage potency. It can now overflow up to 150% of max Brave. It has a 100% chance again to inflict Fire Imperil for 4 turns, turns. It grants her the 2 stacks of Doll Master for 6 turns, and also grants her that additional stack of Doll Master when hitting weakness. Now her second ability is called Fire Moomba, and again we're going to be talking about it with the weapon passives and the crystal passive level 60 equipped. This is going to be a 3-hit fire magic brave plus HP attack with a low action delay with a 225% brave damage potency. It also grants enchant fire based on 20% damage increase to fire related skills, this time to the party for 6 turns. It grants 20% max brave up to self for 6 turns, grants 2 stacks of Doll Master framed buff and also the additional stack if you're hitting weakness, and Doll Master will change HP attack to HP attack plus, which is a 3-hit non-elemental magic brave plus HP attack with a low action delay at a 120% brave damage potency, granting 1 stack of Doll Master framed buff after usage. Now when your Doll Master is at 5 stacks, Fire Moomba will be changing to Fire Moomba Plus. Fire Moomba Plus is now going to be a 3-hit fire magic AoE brave plus AoE HP attack. HP damage is split evenly amongst multiple targets. Brave can overflow now up to 150% of max brave. It grants enchant fire, 20% damage increase to fire related skills to the party for 6 turns. Also grants her 20% max brave up to herself for 6 turns. Grants 2 stacks of Doll Master framed buff for 6 turns, and grants an additional stack of Doll Master framed buff when you're hitting the weakness. So overall, I really do like what Lulu brings to the table. She's all about fire. I like how she can actually enhance the party by giving them the fire element and allowing them to deal more damage with fire magic. I like how they also gave her the Imperil to top things off, so then that way, if a boss is neutral to the element, they're going to be weak to it now, so then that way you can capitalize on the additional stack that you can earn for her Doll Master. And what I really do like too is that her abilities get stronger at the final stack of Doll Master, allowing her to hit multiple targets and also allowing her to have the overflow. So a very, very powerful unit. I really do like the abilities that she has. Now we're going to take a look at the crystal passives that's available to her. So starting with crystal passive 5, which is Stinger Mog power up, 10% damage increase for Stinger Mog at a CP cost of 10. Then she gets Break Boost, 10% max brave increase for 1 turn after breaking an enemy. At 15, she gets Break Bonus up, increase in break bonus gained when breaking an enemy. At 25, she gets Fire Moomba Power, 10% damage increase to Fire Moomba. At 30, she gets Buff Speed, small speed increase while buffed. At 35, Stinger Mog Charge, additional usage to that ability. At 40, Ability Attack High, 20% brave damage increase by abilities used continuously, and this counts also for brave plus HP abilities included. 45, Fire Moomba Charge, increasing the usage of Fire Moomba. 50, the Black Mage Doll Master, 10% attack and max brave increase while Doll Master framed buff is active. Very, very good for a 50 passive. Now at 54, she gets Doll Master attack and speed up, which is a 40% attack and small speed increase while Doll Master framed buff is active. At 55, she gets Stinger Mug Extend, which is a CP cost of 15, plus 1 skill usage, 25% brave damage increase to this ability. It adds the HP damage now after the brave hits. Doll Master framed buff changes brave attack to brave attack plus, 20% brave damage increase to brave attack plus. Doll Master at 5 stacks with this passive will be changing Stinger Mog to Stinger Mog plus. At C level 58, she gets Doll Master Boost All, granting a 40% max brave increase to the party as long as you have the Doll Master framed buff active. And then at 60, finally, she gets Fire Moomba Extend, which is a CP cost of 15, giving her an additional usage to this ability, increasing the damage by 45%. The Doll Master frame buff will be changing that HP attack to HP attack plus with a low action delay, and then at 5 stacks, it changes Fire Moomba to Fire Moomba Plus. So overall, I really do like her passives that she has available to her. I think my favorites will definitely have to be her 50, because 10% max brave and attack increase while Doll Master is active. So you get that automatically because you're going to have Doll Master active when you use Lulu's abilities. And then the other one I like is the ability attack high, because you're going to be constantly using Lulu's abilities, and that increased 20% brave damage is actually pretty good. I really do like that. And then finally, another passive that I like that she has is her 58 one, where she gives a 40% max brave increase, this time to the entire party, as long as Doll Master is active. So she has an aura that actually helps the party out, which is really, really good. Now we're going to take a look at Lulu's artifact passives that she has available to her upon her release. So she gets Mighty Stinger Mog, increase brave damage by 5 boost 10% depending on which version you have, 1 or 2 star. Mighty Fire Moomba, 1 or 2 star, increasing the brave damage for that ability depending on which version you have. Those are the percentages. Black Mage, Doll Master boost, 2% or 5% attack and max brave increase when Doll Master framed buff is active, and then buff guard up 1 star, 2 star, defense increased by 5% or 10% while buffed. The recommended artifact passives that you definitely want to go for Lulu will be attack 108, max brave plus 330, and then Black Mage Doll Master boost 2 star. So definitely good artifact passives there. You want to definitely focus on attack 108, that way she hits harder, and then max brave plus 330. You could argue that maybe you would rather go with her 50 passive that gets boosted, but overall, for most damage dealing units, it's usually attack 108 and max brave plus 330, unless their level 50 passive is like something super spectacular, which Lulu's is, so you could go with either one of those. So what are my overall thoughts on this character? Is this character for fun, or is she for glory? One of the things that I love about Lulu's initial release is that she does not get an EX weapon. She is just like Barrett, where she only gets her 15 and 35. However, look at the way that she's built. I feel like this character is definitely built for Cosmos, and especially for newer players or players that haven't been playing Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia for a long time. We're approaching that era, and Lulu is definitely built for that because she has the overflow with her abilities. She has versatility in either hitting single target or hitting AoE. She has really good auras, and she also has that brave regen that acts as an aura. So she's a very good unit. I feel like characters that could definitely sync well with her would be like, for example, Papalymo. Papalymo wields fire. You can maybe build like a fire team with like her, Papalymo, and Steiner. She works well with a battery, so Lena is like probably our top battery right now because of the utility and the debuff immunity and all the cool things that she provides. So pair her up with Lena. Lena batteries her, and that way, once you have the plus versions of her abilities, you'll get the overflow there. So pretty good. If you decide not to use Lulu though, some alternatives that you can use would be somebody like Rinoa, because Lulu is magic. Rinoa is non-elemental magic, but we know Rinoa is like a monstrous beast right now with her damage. Again, what I love about Lulu is you only have to really chase for 35 CP, and if you have weapon tokens saved up, you can actually use it on that weapon. It's actually a really good weapon to have. I think it's worth the buy. So very good character, definitely a character that I feel like could be for glory and could help you out with the upcoming Cosmos era that's going to be hitting the global version of the game soon. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the banner. So the banner is going to be featuring, first of all, Wakka's weapons. So this is your chance to get Wakka's weapons if you missed out on him. As a character, he's okay. He actually has a pretty good battery with great daring, and he deals HP damage with his abilities now. That blind that he inflicts can actually be a clutch, which is pretty good. So overall, he's actually a pretty decent character with his with the level 60 being available to him now. And then we're also going to be having Lulu's weapons, obviously her 15, her 35, and then afterwards we're going to be having Jex's weapons, and the EX weapon featured is actually going to be Jex's weapon. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the 3 new weapons that are going to be featured on this. So the first one being 15 CP Magical Mog for Lulu. So this will give her Stinger Mog a 50% brave damage increase. The Fire Imperil is now guaranteed with this passive to inflict for 4 turns, and then it adds that 1 stack of Doll Master when using the ability, plus the additional stack if you're hitting weakness. The 35 CP Fire Moomba for Lulu will be giving a 60% brave damage increase to Fire Moomba, a +1 skill usage, grants Fire Enchant to the party now. It also grants 20% max brave up to Lulu for 6 turns, adds 1 stack of Doll Master when using Fire Moomba, and also the additional stack of Doll Master when hitting weakness. And then finally we have the 70 CP or the EX weapon Megalith for Jecht, which equips the EX ability called Jex's Meteor. And Jex's Meteor is a 4-hit melee brave plus HP attack, 600% brave damage potency, which is crazy. He deals 50% HP splash damage to other targets, and brave can overflow up to 150% of max brave with this ability. It'll also grant him ultimate resolve framed buff for 6 turns, increasing his max brave by 20%, and also granting him a brave regen based on 160% of initial brave, which is actually pretty crazy. And now with ultimate resolve active, if he breaks a target, there will be no action delay, okay? And it also grants Jecht a free turn. However, that does not count towards a turn count. The free turn doesn't count towards a turn count, excuse me. However, that is not applied to friend or summon turn count, and you can only do this once. So my thoughts on this banner are, again, Lulu herself is a character that's definitely built for Cosmos, even without an EX weapon being released with her initial release. Jecht is getting a rework, and obviously, with his rework, he's going to have abilities that are a lot more powerful now. However, I will say that this EX weapon is actually pretty good for him, but if you have already pulled for a character like Sephiroth, and both of these characters, Sephiroth and Jecht, are physical damage dealing units, maybe you probably don't want to pull for Jecht, and I would highly suggest, honestly, just saving your gems and your tickets and getting Lulu's weapon if you really want to use Lulu from the weapon token shop, provided that you actually have enough weapon tokens. Now, if you like Jecht, or if Lulu's one of your favorites, Jecht is one of your favorites, then by all means go ahead and pull, because like I always say, favorites trump the meta. Okay, favorites trump whatever people try to suggest for you, because it's all about enjoying the game. So overall, a pretty good banner, but it's really not a must pull, especially because if you decide not to pull for this banner, for this release, both of these weapons do come back, Jecht's EX, plus we're actually going to be seeing Lulu's EX when she gets her Lost Chapters release. So when her weapons come back, we're actually going to be seeing the release of her EX weapon, plus Jecht's EX weapon comes back on it too. So you'll have your chance to pull for it then, should you decide to skip on Lulu's banner. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is going to be the boss fight, and the boss fight is going to be another variant of the plant golem. This one is called the Heritage Golem. So the Heritage Golem has no weakness, has no resistance, has a chase HP value of 40. It switches between high defense mode and fire vulnerable mode after using its recast ability, or essentially its super move called Iron Burst or Iron Burst Plus. When it starts the battle, it will be in high defense mode. So this is why Lulu is very useful for this particular boss, because she does ignore defense. So regardless of how high the enemy's defense is, Lulu's just going to go right through it. Now, Iron Burst and Iron Burst Plus you want to watch out for, because the boss will recover from break before it unleashes a magic AoE Brave plus HP attack to the party. The plus version of this is available after it uses this ability 3 times. You also want to watch out for Squash and Lunge. Squash and Lunge both delay the target 1 turn. Tri Attack is a melee Brave plus HP attack that inflicts speed down. And then you also want to watch out for an ability called Laser Shot. It uses 3 different versions, versions 1 through 3. It's a magic Brave attack. However, depending on which version it uses, it'll delay that target from either 1 to 3 turns, with version 3 obviously doing the 3-turn delay. And then version 3 also increases the Heritage Golem's stats while it's in defense mode, so you definitely want to watch out for that. So overall, the boss fight, I don't feel like in its initial release it's going to be too hard. Even if you decide not to use Lulu, there's already a lot of powerful characters that we already have in the global version of the game, such as Renoa, Sephiroth, that could definitely make quick work of this boss. Lulu, of course, will make this way easier, and then if you happen to pull Jecht's EX weapon, well then there you go. I feel like this boss is going to be cake. Or you could also just delay the boss by using double Quistis, since that strategy is actually really powerful right now. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and move on to some gameplay. So you already see it in the screen. Right behind me is my JP account with Lulu just showing off right there. I do have her EX weapon equipped on this account because JP is ahead. What I'm going to do is just a gameplay visual showcase. Again, this is a visual showcase, so sometimes I like to prolong the fight, so then that way you guys get to see what the boss actually does. So if it looks like I'm struggling, I'm really not. It's just I want you guys just to see what the boss does, so then that way you'll be like, oh, okay, so I know what to look out for. I know what animations to look out for, things like that. So we're going to be taking Lulu. We also are going to be taking Jecht and Wakka. I sadly don't have Jecht's EX weapon, and then we're going to be taking a Lulu friend with her EX Plus, so which is going to be pretty cool. You guys get to see that footage there. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. And we are doing the level 100 version because this is probably going to be the closest that we're going to be seeing for the actual character event release. All right, Jecht, let's see what you can do. So you will get to see his rework at hand here. Wakka, let's go ahead and use Great Daring. And then Lulu. And something that I didn't mention, I'm not sure if this is the case, but I think if you have Lulu's 15 CP and 35 CP weapons already equipped, she already will have access to her Brave Attack and HP Attack Plus. Now, I could be wrong about that, but it looks like that's the case here. I'm not sure if that... No, wait, Lulu didn't get a rework. She did get an EX Plus, though, so... Let's get that fire enchant there. Whew, that blind coming in play there from Wakka. And I will be using Lulu's EX ability, even though I know we don't have it yet in Global and we won't be seeing it for a while. But, you know, just kind of a treat so you guys get to see what Lulu can do with it. I don't have it EX Plussed because I don't have the resources for it on my JP account, but the EX version, the regular version will suffice. Alright, so there it is. The Heritage Golem. It has that recast ability, Iron Burst, so we gotta watch out for that. It's targeting Jack, so we're just gonna go ahead and let's cast the blind. Let's see if we can get the blind to go off. Alright, Lulu. So we have the plus versions of her abilities available now, so she gets that overflow. Very nice. We're gonna Great Daring. Oh, I believe that was laser version 1, because that was a 1-turn delay. That's fine. He still has the blind, so I think I'll just, yeah, we're gonna Great Daring. So there's overflow on that second ability, which again is part of Jek's rework. I will be talking about that on a separate video for you guys. Ooh, okay, we have Lulu's EX available, so let's actually see this in action. So this is her EX ability, and it has a plus version because we do have 5 stacks of Doll Master, so look at this. So this is probably the reason why they wouldn't release this EX weapon to us right away for Lulu's event, because that's pretty powerful. That's a pretty, and that's not even the EX Plus version right there, so that's pretty sick. I like that. Okay, Iron Burst. Ha! You missed. Or was that Iron Burst? Actually, I'm not sure if that was Iron Burst or not, because he still has the recast bar up. But the blind came in, so thank you, Wakka. Let's get the blind off again. I'm gonna wait until we have another charge of her EX before we actually summon. And I forgot to mention, Ifrit is obviously gonna be a summon of choice here because Lulu's fire. And if you are gonna be using or farming up summon boards and going for the Ifrit passives for Lulu, you wanna go for 3, 4, and 5 because she does use a fire ability. So you wanna keep that in mind. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we have the blind. Let's hope the blind kicks in, but just in case. Okay, it looks like it's. Did it switch modes there, or it might have done something and increased some type of statistics. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's a super move. Yep, that's a super move. Ha! Okay, so it only hit Lulu, and it barely tickled Lulu right there. Okay, so do we have the EX ready? Not yet. No, I want the EX ready. Let's go ahead and actually swap Wakka out for the other Lulu, and we're gonna go ahead and use her EX. So we don't have any stacks of Doll Master on this one, so I think it's only hit 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Okay, and then we're just gonna go ahead and summon and just finish off this boss. But essentially that's what you want to watch out for this boss. The laser versions are probably the ones you want to watch out for single target because of the delays, especially if it's version 3. Obviously you want to watch out for Iron Burst. So having somebody that could blind could definitely help. Like you saw Wakka literally made him miss and only hit Lulu. Woo, that EX is so cool to look at. Alright. Alright, Jek with the finishing blow. Alright guys, well that is going to be the Heritage Golem boss fight visual showcase. Hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of insight on what to expect for the upcoming boss fight when we actually see Lulu's character event come out. Once again, this is 40 the Broadway Saiyan. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. Stay tuned for my next video, and mahal everyone.